Hello, I'm Bob McFarland, a software developer for Scripty Systems. I'll be your host as we take a look at starting a standalone project with Scheduler. All right, let's dive right in. To start a standalone production, click the File menu, then New Standalone Production. Seems simple enough, right? The main window opens with a file dialog so I can select the location and enter the name of the file. One note, sometimes the Mac OS will configure your desktop and documents folders to be moved to iCloud. If that is the case with your setup, do not save your production file to your desktop or the documents folder. This can cause all kinds of problems because the OS keeps trying to move the file off of your local hard drive and onto iCloud while Scheduler is trying to write changes to the file. That doesn't work. It would be like trying to draw a picture on a piece of paper and someone keeps yanking the paper out from under your pencil. You'll just end up drawing on your desktop. Actually, what happens in Scheduler is that you'll start getting all kinds of strange behavior and errors. You'll be contacting tech support complaining about Scheduler not working. We don't want that. All right, back to the project. My documents folder is not on iCloud, so I'll keep the file there. I'll give it a name and click Save. Notice this box that pops up with my name in it. This is why you created an account that you learned about in the very first video. I can now select my department and my title within that department for this production. You can see that I have Directorial and First AD selected. I'll click Done. I am now officially the file owner with full permissions to do anything in the project. Notice the new message has popped up. The project has been registered for personal data syncing and data sharing with up to 4 other participants. This means that your second AD and 3 other members of your team can use the Scheduler application and share the data for this project. You'll eventually need to add them in as participants and set them up for data sharing, but we'll get into that in another video. I'll just click OK. Every production is based on the script, so we need to import our script. The little book icon is where you keep your list of the various revisions. Oh, did I mention that you can import each revision as it comes without losing your breakdown? All right, let's import the first script. I'll click the book. Here's the list of the revisions. To add a revision, click the plus button. I'll type in white. Notice the plus button changed to what looks like a box with an arrow pointing down. That's the import button and indicates you're set up and ready to import a script, in this case the white version. I'll click it and a file dialog opens so I can select the script. Scheduler can import Final Draft, Screenwriter MMX, and most PDFs. PDFs can be tricky because they can be encoded in such a way that makes them impossible to import. But most PDFs can be imported, but please keep that in mind when a PDF won't import for you. You should try to get the Final Draft or Screenwriter MMX version. I have a short sample script that I'll import called Depth Perception. I have the Final Draft version here. I'll select it and click Open. The script gets imported and a window opens so that I can preview it before adding it to the project. Sometimes a script can have problems and should not be imported until the problems are corrected. This gives you a chance to look it over before importing it. Scheduler also makes a backup of your file before importing the script, just in case something was messed up and you imported it anyway. If something does happen and you need to go to the backup, it'll be in the same location as the production file and it will contain the words before and the name of the revision, in this case white. If after importing you find something went wrong, just delete the production file and rename the backup by removing the before white. All right, back to our import. If everything looks good in the preview, click Proceed. The script is processed and the characters list presented. The import process pulled out all of the speaking characters and numbered them in order based on the number of scenes they are in and the amount of dialogue they have. Notice the different categories of characters such as scripted characters, stunts, kids, and so on. You can manage these categories in the Master Preferences or Project Preferences. Each category can be configured with a starting number and letter. For example, if you need a stunt double for Sandy, we click the plus button in the stunts row. Notice the number that is automatically assigned is 100x. Stunts are currently configured to start with the number 100 and to have a suffix of the letter X. All right, I'll type the name. Then I'll click Save. That character is added to the list. If you need to move the character to a different position in the list, just drag the character to the new position and they will be renumbered for you. I'll drag Brianna to the top position. I'll confirm that I want to do this. And now Brianna has been changed to number 1 and Sandy to number 2. Once you have your characters in the correct order, you can lock their numbers. I'll click the Script menu, then Lock Character Numbers. I'll confirm by clicking yes. And now if I try to drag a character to another location, I can't. You can edit a character by double-clicking on their row or by clicking the little circle with the arrow in it. Notice the check mark for a number locked. To unlock a character's number so it can be changed, just uncheck the box. One quick note about this window. It's easy to move through the list of characters using the pointer at the top right to move to the next character, and the pointer on the left to move to the previous character, like that. There is other information for a character that I'll go into in another video, but let's get back to the script. I'll close the character detail window. I'll close the characters list. You can access it at any time under the script menu. Now when the script was imported, not only were the speaking characters extracted, but each scene was extracted along with the speaking characters in each scene and the script itself. Here you can see the two characters in scene 1 and the script for that scene on the right. Also notice that a strip was automatically created for each scene. One thing that we will talk about in another video is the strip board. A strip board was automatically created for you with the strips for each scene already added to it. So again, check out the strip boards video to learn more about that. Let's look at what we have here. On the left, at the top of the scenes list are a couple of search boxes. One to search scene information and another to search the script text. I'll type Brianna in the box on the left to see all the scenes in which she has dialogue. I press return and you can see that she was found in 4 scenes. Alright, I'll click the X to clear the search. Then I'll type dress into the script search box. Looks like 6 scenes contain the word dress in the script. I'll click OK on the pop-up. Notice that the word dress is highlighted in the script for me. I'll go down the list of scenes to see where dress appears. Well, here in scene 3 it appears 3 times. So that's a handy feature for finding props and other important items in the script. I'll click the X to clear the search. In the center near the top, you can see that the eighths of a page were calculated for you. You also have a place to enter the continuity day, although you may want to get that from the script supervisor. You can see that the characters with dialogue were added to the scene. If other non-speaking characters are in the scene and you want to add them to the list, click the plus button at the top of the list. A list of all of the characters not already in the scene is presented. Notice the drop-down has non-speaking pre-selected. Whenever you add a character that has no dialogue, be sure to add them as non-speaking. If you add them as on-screen or off-screen, then import a revision, and you do not have dialogue, they will be removed from the scene. Non-speaking is the way to keep them in the scene when importing revisions. You can add one character by selecting it in the list, or you can add multiple characters by pressing Command, then clicking on each character you want to add. After selecting one or more characters to add to the scene, click the Save button, and they are added to the scene. To remove a character from the scene, select them in the list and click the trash can, then confirm the delete. If you delete an on-screen or off-screen character from a scene, then import a revision where they still have dialogue, they will be added back into this list, so don't bother. And of course, any new characters with dialogue that were found in the script will be added to the scene as well. Oh yeah, you can double-click a character in the list to open the character detail window we looked at earlier. Okay, in the scene you can add notes and add to the shot list by clicking the appropriate button. I'll let you play with that on your own. There is one more thing I want to talk about while we're here. This is a great place to do your initial read-through of the script, and here's why. While reading through the script, you may find things that need to have a strip, such as a VFX shot that only applies to one small part of the scene. Maybe it will ultimately be shot by a second unit, so you'll want to create a strip for just that part of the scene. You can highlight the text in the script like this. Then I'll click the plus button for the strips list. The Add Scene Strip window opens with the strip number as 1 Part 2 already set for me. I can add any quick details and then save it. We'll get into the details of a strip in another video. For now, I'll just click the Save button. Notice that the first strip has been renumbered as 1 Part 1. Now watch what happens to the script when I click on the first strip. The highlighted text goes away. Now I'll click on the second one again. It highlights the applicable text. You're not limited to a single block of text. I'll click the Rewind button to erase the current selections, then select multiple blocks of text. Now when I add a strip, it is applicable to those sections of the script, so anyone looking at it will be able to see that it only applies to those parts of the script. Okay, that's enough to get you started on your breakdown. You're probably ready to jump into your strip board and start arranging your schedule. Check out the strip boards video next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.